How's it going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, Queez Trades. Happy Wednesday. Today is April 8th. Road to funded, so I'm doing another trade recap. Basically, just over Monday, Tuesday, and today. I got pretty sick on Monday, still kind of recovering, so I just didn't get the chance to drop any trade recaps. But I'm gonna go over them right now. So the first trade, I'm gonna go over NQ first, and then I'll go over gold trades. So let me just check real quick. Monday was what? April 6th. This was gold. So I'll do NQ. Okay, so for both gold and NQ, um, where's Monday? Wednesday, Monday. Okay. So the first, going into this week, it was pretty clear for me. After the way last week ended, I wanted basically this previous week high right here to get taken out. I know my charts are kind of messy right now, but it is what it is. I kind of wanted a bullish week, and then to get this daily change in state to downside, and then for us to dump again. So Monday I started off pretty bullish. We had left this 4 hour bullish gap right here. So basically all I did was mark out equilibrium. I think somehow I fucked it up. Equilibrium was right here. As you can see, my limit on Monday did get edged. I had set I don't know what level of, or like where I took the high and low. Looks like from here. I don't know. Something was a little off, right? My level of equilibrium was right here. But now when I pull it out, you'll see that we tap right into it. But I basically limited around here, 2366. 2368 is what I had limited. And you can see price basically edged that. But it was just a usage of knowing we wanted to go higher, so we had that bias. Previous week high was my draw. We had this 4 hour bullish gap, and then we were kind of just in this like sideways chopping range. So I limited here, and then you can see that we did fulfill equilibrium. We did hold CE of this, but it had edged my limit. For the most part, I've been taking a good amount of trades. I have been setting a good amount of limits as well. Um, so yeah, this trade did end up playing out pretty nicely. So you can see right here that basically the trade was two previous week highs from this equilibrium level. And yeah, that did end up playing pretty well. And then the next trade I took on NQ, um, not gonna lie, I did catch a little cold on Monday, which is why I haven't been doing daily recaps. I'm just doing it now. I also had my real estate test I was studying for, which I ended up passing yesterday. So now I'm just able to drop a little vid. But then the next trade that I took, so because we took out those highs, came up, and I said that I was trading mostly the 4 hour candle, the 7 o'clock 4 hour candle. So going into this 4 hour candle, we had swept our previous 4 hour high. Um, we were holding these 4 hour order blocks right here. So that's kind of where I was looking for shorts. Once we had gotten this, change in state, like I know we didn't close through it completely, but because we left this bearish gap, I knew that we were gonna retrace, and then we were gonna dump. So I had marked out this level of equilibrium, right from this candle high to this candle low. You can't really see it, but right there. So from this candle low to this candle high, I set my limits at 0.618, got tagged in pretty much perfectly, and then we distributed lower. Uh, I think I'd ended up closing at this low. Let me see. I'm not gonna lie, this helps. Like just being able to drop my trades in this Discord helps so much. Um, yeah, so I did take TP at this low. I was also in on my live, but I did end up closing a lot earlier because I was expecting a Trump tweet, which we didn't end up getting like then and there. But I think actually I took TP here. I think on my live I took TP here, um, and then that was mainly it for that short. It was once again just the 4 hour candle function. So we set previous 4 hour high. we got that change in state. We left, bearish gap. I had that bearish incentive, especially after this bull run right here. Either it's a dump or it's a rebound, so one or the other. In my mind, I wanted us from then and there to just dump. Right, I thought that we put in our month high already, which we'll go over. That we clearly did not. But yeah, then that was what that was this trade right here. See, 466. So I did have my TP lower, but I did end up closing pretty early. That was what? Okay, yeah. So that was a Monday trade. Go over gold after. Pretty simple. Did get edged on TP, but yeah. Then going into Tuesday, I had caught. So I was still bearish, right? I was still pretty bearish. So then once I saw how this had opened, again, we did the same thing, right? We swept this 4-hour high going into true day open for Tuesday's day, right? So we had swept that high right here. And then we had gotten this change in state once we closed through this down close candle before this 4-hour sweep. Then we left this 15-minute gap as well. And again, it's just the same basis, right? You find equilibrium. Limited that. You have your PDRA, you have your high time frame bias, you have your 4-hour liquidity sweep. And then, yeah, where is the... so you can see these were all my preset limits. That's gold. Where's NQ? Why is that all? Oh, here's NQ. So you can see I got in off that 4-hour sweep, right? Stops up there. I got in after that change in state. I had TP set down. I had TP originally set at this low, which got edged. Then I got stopped break even. Or I think I took half profit. So I was in with 4, so I took 2 columns of profit. I moved my stop like over here, right? So once there was an internal change in state level, I moved my stop to that high. So basically at this high was where I moved 2 of my stops, which got stopped out. And then London stopped me out again. I woke up randomly at like 3 a.m. and I saw that London came up, took out that high. Once we got this change in state, or I mean, you could see that we were struggling to get this change in state, but it was kind of like, again, same function, right? We took out this high, we were getting change in state to the downside. So all I did was limited. I actually got in first up here with 5 cons, but then I went in heavier once we had this displacement to the downside. On this return, I went in with 5 more cons, and then I was targeting these, like this accumulation zone, these relative equal lows was where I took my full profit. That is right here. So again, I got in there once we got that displacement, waited for the retracement back to the upside, and then I set limits here and here. This was all overnight session for Tuesday, right? So 625 ticks, and this ended up being like 350. So there's about 1,000 ticks here. And then this Monday trade was another like 500 ticks, so that was like 1,500 ticks, which intraday trading is honestly, in my opinion, very good. If you're catching 1,500 ticks, just overnight session, wasn't even including the morning session, which I'm about to get into right now. But it's just so much easier trading fundeds. Like after trading a live account for so long, trading fundeds is so easy. And I'll go over the P&L. I mean, like to me, the P&L doesn't really matter. I think peak, this was probably like 600. Peak of this, I was up around 1,600. I ended up, I think, only making like 800. So this was at 1,200. This was about 600, but then this covered for the 2 contract L that I took off this because I had my stops here, entry here. So this was about 250. So this was basically, I was just saying at 250, right? So this was like 1,400 of a trade. And then the next trade I took was Tuesday morning, which to me was very, very simple, right? So before this even opened, I still had my bearish bias. We had this 1 hour BPR, right? So you can see that price action itself wasn't the best. We've been going kind of sideways, but if you're able to just tie in draw and then liquidity sweeps and change in state, it becomes very simple, right? So I marked out equilibrium from this low that it set to this high. We had this 1 hour internal high that I knew we'd want to use as our like liquidity sweep. So I'd set limits here and then I'd set limits here as CE of that. Um, Market opened, filled me in here, edged my CE limits. So I had then just gone in heavier once I got in heavier off this pullback, right? So my first entry was up there. Then on this pullback, I limited CE, or sorry, CE. I limited equilibrium right here because we had this 1 minute order block. We had this 1 hour liquidity sweep. We had this change in state once we closed through these, down closes before the up move, the order blocks. Once we got that change in state, I got tagged in here as well. I think I went in with a full mini, so this was about 1600 as well. So overall, the past 2 days, not including gold, like NQ alone, I think I was up around 3K. Um, Took full profits at this low, these lows right here, but it continued to flush very nicely. Yeah, so could have doubled that profit size, but it's not that big of a deal. See right here. Got in here. It doesn't show, but my first fill was up here, two cons. Then the remainder two cons here. I don't think I actually went in that heavy on this trade. I think it was just this short that I went in with a lot of size. But yeah, you can see how there was two arrows. That means two different entries. So first one was the limit fill, and then the second one was damn, it's not showing. The entry right here. So yeah, that was basically just the NQ trades. Yeah, that was 2K on the day, as you can see here. Past that one funded. That was the NQ trades. It was basically just structuring bias. So I had a pretty bearish bias other than this bullish move up to previous week high on Monday because that was my draw. Once we taken out that draw, I was pretty bearish the whole time. So these shorts, once we got that 4 hour liquidity sweep and change in state, because we're trading from this high time frame liquidity sweep, was pretty simple, right? Shorts here, shorts here, shorts here, shorts here. Every time you get that liquidity sweep, equilibrium, high time frame draw, you have your high time frame liquidity sweep, then you have your bias. It's just you're just waiting for that liquidity sweep change in state retracement, right? It's just that three-piece fractalize with the overall narrative of understanding, yeah, we want to come lower. That was Monday, Tuesday, and then this morning I got, hold on, let me see real quick. Oh, okay. And then of course, if I play this out real quick, I'm not gonna lie, once we were moving like this, I thought we're coming for previous week lows, so I was pretty happy. And then Trump announced a ceasefire, and in 1 hour we ripped 800 points. And I was looking for longs. Like there was no entry here for me at all during this whole run, other than this. But I mean, this happened in a 1 minute candle. We had a 400-point 1 minute candle, right? So look away from the MacBook for 30 seconds, and we get this, right? We fulfill a new day opening gap, and then we just continue to rip. But there was just no entry for me because I wasn't really looking at the markets as much. And then I decided for Asia I was gonna hop on. So we had we had this nice pullback, right before Asia. Equilibrium fulfilled. So I'd entered off equilibrium, and then let me see real quick. So I'd entered off of this, and then yeah, stops at this low. So it was something like that. So it's pretty much like this. Equilibrium, we had 15-minute bullish gaps that we were fulfilling, and I kind of just wanted the next hour candle to continue to expand. And again, it's just understanding what my draw was, right? Once we started expanding like that, I was pretty sure we were coming for a month high, just because we were close. Like during this bull run, I got maybe I think 2 3 different limits on my live that kept getting filled and then stopped right away. Like I lost 200 on my live because they were just getting filled and stopped, filled and stopped. But then I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure we're coming for month high, right? Which was pretty clear. So we had this 50-minute bullish gap. And now looking at it in hindsight, right? We got our 50-minute liquidity sweep. For me, I thought this candle, which gave us that 50-minute liquidity sweep in equilibrium, and this 50-minute bullish gap would be enough. Um, so yeah, that was the last trade on NQ for overnight because this morning uh, I got edged. Yeah, so I had set short. Like I was honestly up pretty late last night from work and stuff, so I didn't actually trade this full morning. But we had a nice dump, and then around like 8 a.m. I woke up, I saw this whole thing, and I just set a limit at this 50-minute gap, which again we didn't fill, unfortunately. See right here, 171, and it placed its high at 158. I think it's a little off. No, 171. I think I put SCE. Yeah. I was trying to short to equilibrium, which I think we'll go to now. I think right now our draw is equilibrium of this whole range. So if there's a nice setup, I'll probably take shorts. But as of right now, there's no like liquidity sweep or anything. So like if London were to open, or if let's say New York were to open and we tap into this order block, sweep this 4 hour high, then I'll be looking for shorts down to equilibrium. But as of right now, there's just no trades. But I honestly do like trading overnight session, or at least Asia session on gold and NQ, or at least just setting limits and understanding it, because it just helps with the next session. Like the reason on Tuesday I was able to catch all these trades like just back to back was simply because I was just understanding how the market was moving. It was just very clear to me. Like yeah, we took out our high time frame draw starting Monday. I knew where we wanted to go, which was that week high. And then from there, I just wanted shorts constantly. So every time we got that model fractalized, it was just very simple to catch those shorts, right? You just wake up, you see we get that liquidity sweep, you take that short. Liquidity sweep, take that short retracement, and then just constantly again, right? Oh, wrong thing. Constantly again, right? You get that 4 hour liquidity sweep, and then you take those shorts. You get this liquidity sweep London of Asia high, you get that change of state, and then shorts. Um, yeah, 2 overnight NQ trades, 3 for 3. Tuesday was honestly a very good trading day. And then for gold, we'll just get into gold because I have been taking a good amount of gold trades as well. So on Monday, let's see, where's Monday? Here we go. So again, if it's not for this Discord, but I would not remember half of these trades. Let's see. April 6th night trade. I did get stopped out, yeah. But again, most of my trades that are in L are not like I'm not understanding where the market's going. It's usually just a turtle soup or something. So we had this 4 hour order block, right? I also wanted gold to kind of play out the same way. We had this 4 hour gap, and then we had these highs I wanted us to go into. So I was just looking for another retracement move pretty much. So again, same thing, right? You just mark out equilibrium. We tapped into equilibrium. We tapped into that 4 hour gap. I think I had gotten filled. Let me see real quick. 635. Am I looking at the wrong day? I am looking at the wrong day. Here we are. That's why I was a little confused. Okay, this makes more sense. Same idea though, right? Mark our equilibrium. I think I used 0.382 because it aligned with this 1 hour gap. So we had this 1 hour gap. We had standard deviation that you can see I have marked out already. from, I'm assuming, this high to whatever change in state there is here. So we had standard deviation, we had our 1 hour gap, we had a level of Fibonacci, which I was using 0.382 here because it just aligned better with standard deviation. Like the main thing with equilibrium and Fibonacci levels, when you align it with standard deviation and then you align it with a PD array and then you align it with bias, it just plays out so much nicer. Right, so it's just aligning all of that and then having that bullish incentive. And then yeah, I got stopped out by literally what, a point, 2 points. And then price ended up ripping to TP right there. Right, this high was my TP. And you can see, you know, keep the same thing updated. So overnight goal sesh stopped out by 1.5 points. Use standard deviation 0.32, and then this 50-minute and 1 hour bullish gap. And Kilmer got edged. Then yeah, the goal ended up playing out perfectly. Pretty simple, right? Then the next gold trade I had taken was yesterday at 5 a.m. Oh, okay, yeah, I just set my limits. So I'm telling you, this new way of trading is just so nice. I just hop in for my bias, set my limit, and then whatever happens, happens. So this was the one where I took it off the 4 hour order block. So I generally just wanted us to pull into this 4 hour order block and then continue higher. So I had set my limits right there. 652 stops at 645. I think at first I had actually gotten stopped out. I had then re-entered. 652. Yeah, so I had gotten stopped out. I had then re-entered after a change in state. Or I think honestly after the turtle soup, I was like, sometimes I'm just able to know if I get turtle souped or like my initial entry gets turtle souped, I just know it's just the entry is not wrong. So yeah, we came down, turtle soup this, closed through this 1 minute, and then I'd entered. So enter was at 654. 654. So yeah, so I got in around here once we closed through this. Somewhere, one of these candles was what I got in at. And yeah, that trade also ended up playing out pretty nicely. I think I had taken TP earlier. I had taken TP around here. Let's see, probably has my, yeah. So I had taken TP around here. I think this was around when I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I just took my profits. But yeah, again, just high time frame bias, or at least just seeing what we're respecting, right? We pulled in this 4 hour gap. Sure, if our high time frame bias isn't week high or whatever, but if we're holding bullish incentive, we're getting a change in state, we're fulfilling levels or like equilibrium levels, because again, if I mark out equilibrium for any of these levels, we're below it, right? So we're below equilibrium. It's just a combination of all the same understandings, concepts together, and just putting it all together, right? It's nothing too complicated. It's more just experience. The only reason I'm able to just set these limits and just either limit and then re-enter or just enter whenever, like whatever the point is, it's just all from experience and just doing it over and over and over again, because that's generally the only way it builds up, right? The only reason I'm able to just set these limits with confidence and send them to a Discord with people in it is because I know like either it's gonna hit and play out, or it's gonna hit and might get turtle soup or this, but the trade ideas are never itself wrong, right? I don't think I took any gold trades. Yes, no, I'm pretty sure I did because I signaled one. Yeah, I did the same. So we had the same type of bull run for gold. So it was pretty much the same type of trade I took on NQ, right? We had this bull run. I would have taken shorts if I had short limits right here. So if we had pulled up into here, I would have actually taken shorts, but I wanted to take continuation longs, which you can see. We pulled into equilibrium, or we edged equilibrium. We had this 15-minute gap, and then that's where I had my limit set. It ended up getting edged, and it's not like it played out fully because I wanted us to go here, but it's not like it mattered because I ended up getting edged anyways. But we still delivered. We still had this expansion move. I think the only issue was the reason I wanted, like the reason I didn't take longs. Actually, hold on, let me see. If we, yeah, no, we didn't pull it. I don't like how they're not the same. We're in here, but we reach into this gap. Okay. Yeah, I basically just wanted to see some shorts off of this level. Other than that, I wasn't gonna short against the bias that we were playing at, which was this whole bull run. But you know, let's see if we're in equilibrium yet. Oh, we are entering equilibrium. I might look for some longs, but actually, I will look for longs. This actually looks nice. If we get a oh, I'm in replay mode. That's why. I was wondering. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Where are we at now? Oh, a lot lower. Okay, okay, good. I need to clear my charts. After this, I'm done with this video. I'm gonna probably clear my chart. Actually, you know what I might do in this video as well? I might just do a charting session real quick. But let me just make sure that's everything. Yeah, this got edged. I think I eliminated one of these levels. Those got edged as well. And then this got edged, yeah. See if that's everything. This long played out. So this was the Tuesday gold trade, the Monday one. Oh yeah, I got stopped out. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's honestly it for the trade recaps. I think overall was probably like a 4.5. Like over the past 2 days was like a 4.5K. I did take, I think, two. Like the L's are much smaller. They're usually like $100 to $300 L's. I think on one account I don't know what had happened, but I think I accidentally took a full position size on gold or something. There was one limit that I had set that I actually don't know how. I don't know. I know it was Monday. Um, it was one like I had one limit set that ended up losing me like $800, and I was confused. And then I checked, and it was like a full, like it wasn't a micro gold feature, it was a full position. So instead of like an $80 L, it was 800. Because usually what I do is like you can see it here, right? All my when I set the limits, I keep very tight stops, right? 64 ticks, $64 L for $800, right? So the risk to rewards are really like it's like a 1 to 30, 1 to 20s, right? But if I do get stopped because I just took a $60 L, I don't have an issue to re-enter after confirmation. But I had messed up something and it was a fat L, which is why like I would have had like honestly like a 6K or maybe like a 5.5K over the past 2 days, but I'm not complaining over 4 bands. I can't lie. One pass funded. Um, I hate consistency rules. That's for sure. Um, that is one thing that I don't like dealing with. But I mean, it is what it is. But that's honestly it for the trade recaps, right? Just to do a recap of the trade recaps, you get your bias, right? Monday was previous week highs. Once we took those out, I had a bearish bias. You just wait for confirmation, right? The liquidity sweep, the change in state, rebounds, and you just enter, right? No hesitation. You limit those entries and just let it play out. Either you get edged, turtle souped, or it plays out. It's one of the three, right? When you get stopped out, $100 L. When it hits TP, 2 bands. If you get edged, it is what it is. At least you were right. Um, yeah, it's nothing too crazy. I will. Now I did trade recap. I can honestly just. I don't know if I'll remove all the drone. Yeah, fuck it. I want to keep this though. Okay, so now we can get rid of all that. Go like this. Something like that. Okay. So we'll do a charting session right now. So we are holding this weekly bearish gap. I do want us to close through this. Like I don't want week high to already be placed. Just because. Let's see real quick. This is definitely different than. I don't know why it's different. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Why is it different? I feel like it should be the same, but it is what it is. Okay, so boom. Let's actually bring this in as well. I hate having a stuffy nose because then I feel like a mouth breather. And I feel a mouth breather. And I feel like a fucking bot. Okay, I would like a previous. Oh, we got a previous day low sweep. Okay, that's nice. So now let's see, because I do still want us to go higher. So I'm gonna. We fulfilled equilibrium and we got that previous day low sweep. Now I'm just waiting for a change to stay back to the upside because I'm pretty bullish on gold. So let's see if we at least have a 4-hour PDA, and we have okay. So see how things just kind of work themselves. So we have this 4-hour bullish PDA. We have previous day low sweep. Right, previous day low sweep. We're under equilibrium. Now I'm just waiting for a change in state, which looks like we actually got this up move. Oh yeah, wait, I'm gonna take this on my account. Let me wait for a rebalance actually. Let's see if there's a nice. Right account, yeah. So I will be limiting, because I mean, damn, this was a previous day low sweep. Like, just imagine off the previous day low sweep. You already got a good amount of points, right? What am I wanting to target though? Probably this 4-hour gap. So we'll go like this. Okay. And then again, you can see in process, right? We just refractalize this. Equilibrium. 3 minute, 1 minute. So I like this low here. Wait, was this a 3 minute low? I like this 3 minute low. So I'm gonna limit that. And again, just a tight stop. So if I do get stopped out, it's a very small L. Stop loss like right there. And something like that. And if we get confirmation, I'll go with, actually, I'll take this with more size right now. What's 14 times 3? Right? $42. Okay, yeah. That's a very tight stop. I can do it on MNQ as well. Actually, I'll do it on the other one. This shit's a mess. This shit is a mess. Wait, I want to make sure I'm not getting rid of. Okay, no, I'm not. Yeah, this shit's a fucking mess. So we'll just start on the monthly. Right, we have these monthly highs. I mean, I guess on this we didn't take out monthly high. So see, that's the issue, right? Because on MNQ we took out monthly high. So I don't know what the fuck is happening. We took out monthly high. We're above equilibrium. You know, we're holding this order block, but just for the sake of this, we'll. You know, so we have that monthly high, this order block here. Then we'll mark out equilibrium. And then we'll go 6-4 instead. Okay, the daily swept this daily high, we just sweep this daily high. So we swept this daily high, we swept weekly highs. Swept this weekly high, cool. Daily 4-hour. Okay, at least now I want this to fulfill equilibrium with this whole range. Actually, wait, this candle here. I'll do this candle. I'll just do a previous candle because I want intraday. And then let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. Let's give this fat 4-hour candle. And we're just gonna use this 1-hour gap. So see, now it's like this fucking there's entry everywhere. We'll take this one. Standard deviation lines up with this. I'm gonna limit this right here. Especially if that. I might have got stopped on this already. Oh, that's fine. Okay. And now, so now, okay, $40 L, yeah? Now what we're going to wait for is a change in state to the upside, right? Because now we might come slightly lower, right? Now we're holding this. Now what we're going to wait for is any type of confirmation that we go higher. So a bullish candle, a turtle soup, a close to that bullish candle, and I'm back in. I took a $40 L. What is that going to do to a 25K account, right? Nothing. Well, whatever. Nothing. But now all we're going to wait for is confirmation back to the upside, and we're going to enter again with the same amount of risk, which is, when you're taking trades, a lot of people are risking like $300, $200 anyways. Now it just works better because I could have had my stop here, but then I'm risking, if I'm wrong, I'm risking that whole move, which, I mean, it's rare to be wrong, right? But if I'm wrong, I'm risking that whole move. If I'm right, then I just move my stop back up tighter, right? There's no difference, right? Because this would be like a $200 L. If I'm wrong, I lose 200. Or, I mean, I guess in this case, right, let's just say, because I went in with 3 clones, that was $14 L. This would be a $200 L. Then it's like, you see the difference, the ratio, right? Now, if this turtle soups this, closes back through this, I'll be up again. Or it'll go back up again, I'll enter. And then I'll put my stops here, and it's going to be a $20 stop, $30 stop with the same idea. Anyways. So yeah, I'm looking to limit this right here. So I'll go like that. Go like these. If there's a 4-hour liquidity sweep, I would be looking for shorts. But I mean, I was in shorts yesterday. Yesterday. This morning. Wait, where is it? Oh, yeah. That got edged. But now that's going to play out. Right, I had TP here for a reason. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do same idea. Boom. Stop. Like, let me just go with one contract. Stop right there. I like even numbers, so give me 110. We'll take that, and then TP up to previous day high, and then you see the ratio, right? So now let's say this gets stopped. What happens is I wait for confirmation, re-enter, and I basically just take this type of risk again. So it's like double this risk every time. And usually I enter in, like, if I get that confirmation, I'll go in with double size as well. So it'll be like, okay, instead of $50 stop, it'll make an actual $100 stop, but then it'll be for 2.5K. Pretty simple. And yeah, that's kind of it. Let's see if we're getting that change of state up to the upside. Looks like we might be coming a little lower right now. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Oh, it's because we swept 1 hour high, not 1 hour. Does that mean we... Oh, maybe this was the actual full move. Anyways. So yeah, oh shit. So yeah, that's basically how I trade, right? Very tight stops. Large... It's like kind of swinging, but it's like intraday swinging, so it's not... I wouldn't say it's swinging. But it's like very, very tight stops, very large take profits with multiple re-entry choices. So like even if it is an L, it's a very small L. When it's a dub, it's a thousand take dub, right? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have a good week. I will probably be posting another trade recap probably on Friday, right, to recap this overnight session, Thursday, and then Friday session. So if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a comment, subscribe. If you guys want the Discord link, just comment that in the, I guess just comment that in the fucking comments. But yeah, if you want that link, let me know. I will send it out, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.